the hardest part is people not understanding what it is, or people not believing you when you're just, you don't go to church for 3 weeks because you're in bed down. I go to work all week because I'm the main breadwinner. I get through the days, I go home and I crash, and your kids are kind of like, Mom, and you're like, you can't deal with them anymore because you're just laying there trying to recover from the day. Weekends become sleeping all day long for the whole weekend to recover any energy or to get through things. Not going out and functioning with people because you don't know where there's a bathroom to be able to go to the bathroom. You don't know if you're going to, have any problems. Traveling becomes really, really difficult for long distances because stopping and starting, and the food along the way, most fast food, really not healthy for living with some of these conditions. Doctors not believing you when you have something going on because they've never seen it before. It can be very hard with people not knowing what's going on and understanding. And when you try to describe it to them, they're like, okay, it just doesn't make any sense. When I first was diagnosed with interstitial cystitis, I'd been in pain for so many years, and nobody had believed me. They just like, we don't understand why you're having all this pain. We can't find what's wrong. And you think you're going crazy. They think it's all mental. They think you're just depressed. And then to get a diagnosis, you're like, oh my goodness, thank you. But people still are like, what's that? Interstitial cystitis? Like, you got to be making that up. There's no way. And once you start describing it, you're like, well, basically there's no lining in my bladder and I'm in pain constantly. They're like, they can't see it on the outwards. The disabilities are all internal, so it's very hard for them to comprehend that you're in that much pain, that you can function and get through a day with that much pain and then go home and you just can't work. Why can't you just do that? Why can't you just get up and do? It's a lot like mental illness that way, and a lot of people do end up suffering a lot of mental illness because of it, because of the lack of support. To help someone through it, be there, listen, understand that there is something going on. A lot of it's the same way as supporting someone with a mental illness, because you never know when your body's going to attack you. You never know when your mind's going to just go. My husband's been very supportive. It's been hard for him, though, in a lot of ways, because getting close, he just wants to cuddle and I just want to, away from everything. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be, But at the same time, I want him to be there. And so finding that balance of understanding and frustration, and my dad has been dealing with my mom for longer than my husband, with her Hashimoto's and with her thyroid condition, and it's taken them 40 years of learning and growing to, some days they still have fights because she just doesn't understand and her moods are all over the place and he just can't understand the frustration, and he just like, okay, it's just this. But we don't like being told that either, We're like, but you got to understand, it's not just the disease, even though it is, because it's hard on people with it, and it can be really hard when people don't listen and don't understand what's going on. So I think that's the biggest thing, is to just understand there is something wrong and there is something going on, and we may not even understand what's going on with this. We don't understand why we're sad all the time. We don't understand why we're just all of a sudden can't function and I don't want to get out of bed today, and because it hurts and it just is too hard. And the hardest part is on my kids, my daughters and my sons, because they just want me to go out and do things with them. Mom, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, I'm just going to sit here and watch TV for a while. I'm sorry. And so it's hard on them. Luckily, they've grown up with it the last 10 years, so they know what's going on, and it's still hard for them some days. I can't go to your play because I may need to go to the bathroom in the middle of it, and I can't get out from where I'm sitting. And that's hard. That's the hardest thing, is not being able to go and support my kids at their functions sometimes, because you just never know what's going to happen, and it makes you almost afraid to go out and do things sometimes. Help get them to the doctors, help them maintain their medications, even though they don't want to sometimes. My husband's like, take your meds, you're going to do this. Encourage them to be healthy, talk, help encourage them to be okay with things. Take them out and do things that are fun. If you're married to someone or your kids, when they're having a good day, take advantage of it when you can. Help encourage them. Sometimes I don't feel like doing something. My husband will say, we're going, get your shoes on, let's go. And it helps because it gets me out and doing, and it makes me not sit and wallow sometimes. So helping them get out and do things and treat them like they're special every day. Just let them remember that they're a child of God and that we're going through it for some reason. I don't know what, but it'll be okay. Ask for help. Tell them to ask for help. Encourage them to ask for help. Be there when they're crying. Be there when they're happy. Just being there. A lot of it's just being there and doing things with them. Let them know that they're okay. Don't abandon them. I've seen a lot of women and men whose partners have abandoned them because they just can't handle what's going on with their loved ones. And that makes it worse because then they feel that they're not worth it, they're not able to have any relationships or be close to anyone, and that makes it really hard. Within a ward or a community setting, just realize people are going through things. Don't judge because they're going home from church or going home from a ward function, that they're sitting in the back. They might need to just get to the bathroom really fast. Try not to judge. Try not to make them feel worse about what they're going through, because it's hard enough already on its own.